Here's the cover. Can he do it? Kick out at 2.
Welcome back to the Kick Out at 2 podcast. We have got some stuff to talk about and then a little bit more. Going to try and mix it up because I want to keep talking about match after match after match after match after match. So we're gonna pick highlights.
Not the fact that we've been away for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and the fact that we've been away too, because it's going to be a thing. So highlights over the last 2 weeks. It's been really.
To talk about.
No, to be honest, this last couple of weeks have been really boring. Even Backlash was kind of boring.
Backlash for me and Saturday Night Main Event are both just like filler pay-per-views this year. It feels like they're telling some stories, but just filling in gaps. You know, Money in the Bank being the next big one, and then SummerSlam would be the next big one after that. There's one in between, obviously, but it just doesn't feel like these two have any significance. And Backlash, although it has set up a story for Saturday Night Main Event, it's just, yeah, it feels like a filler one. Backlash was all right, though, don't get me wrong. It reminds me of the earlier kind of like back in the day WWE events, but it was a 3-hour pay-per-view, though. So for 5 matches, I can't remember how many matches there was now.
Yeah, it's a long old pay-per-view for not that many. Felt like not.
Yeah, but they lasted, you know what I mean? The matches weren't 8-minute matches, 10-minute matches. They were good 15, 20, 25-minute matches.
Yeah.
Which is why I prefer that. You know what I mean? I prefer to see longer matches than more short matches. It shows the guys off, it shows the wrestlers off a little bit more.
Yeah.
But Saturday night, yeah. So where do you want to start? What pick a topic?
Okay. So we'll go. So obviously the main thing we'll take away from Backlash is obviously John Cena is still the undisputed champion. The main thing we'll take from it is obviously at the press conference afterwards, he FU'd R-Truth through a table. His number one fan got put through a table.
It was in the press conference as well.
Yeah, in a press conference. Even funnier. He almost broke character because R-Truth has a tendency to make everyone break character. But yeah, got put through a table, and that sets up pretty much. Obviously, if you've seen like the Raws and the SmackDown since then, obviously he's going to challenge him at Money in the Bank, I think.
Yeah.
Because he reckons he's going to be the one to slap some sense into him and turn him back into the John Cena that everyone loves. Even though I love heel Cena.
But we talked about R-Truth taking the title off him at the end of his run. So I think it's really funny that again WWE have stolen our idea, but they've pulled the trigger a little bit too early. I think it should have gone through more people before getting to R-Truth.
I'm just trying. It's just trying to pinpoint when John Cena is going to lose it. Obviously, we've got him till the end of the year. He's got to lose it at some point, or it's one or two things. He's either going to, because there's no way he's going to hang on to it till the end of the year, which will be.
Why not?
I'm just trying to. So it's one.
Someone else said this to me. It's like why can't he hold it for the entire run?
He can. He can. There's one or two things. He'll either hang on to it till the end of the year, and they'll retire. He'll retire that title with him. That title will be non-existent. It'll disappear, and they'll just have it like they have with the women's. It's like is a Raw. It's basically the World Heavyweight Championship, both brands, one on SmackDown, one on Raw, instead of an undisputed and a world.
No, they've retired the undisputed.
No, he is the undisputed, classed as the undisputed championship. That is that title.
Oh, I thought Roman Reigns was the last undisputed champion.
Yeah, but then because he had both belts, but then still that title's still the undisputed title champion.
Okay.
And then you've got the World Heavyweight Championship. So
yes,
so they'll probably just maybe they'll just change it.
No, don't go back to that again. Like I'm trying to think what it was back in the
because obviously the women's is just Women's World Champion. It's Women's World Championship on SmackDown and on Raw. Like it's the same name, just obviously different brand. So whether they just do World Heavyweight Champion for Raw, World Heavyweight Champion for SmackDown, I don't know. Or they're just going to do the WWE Champion and the World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, which is the more sensible way to do it.
So he could like take it all the way till the end of the year, and then retire with it. That championship's gone. Then obviously whatever Triple H will come out and unveil the new belt.
Yeah. What I don't want Cody Rhodes to get it. And I'm just going to put this out there right now. I think we need not fresh blood, but new blood.
Yeah,
That's just me putting that out there. I think Cody Rhodes, while he held the title really well, I think someone else should hold it after Cena before Cody Rhodes gets it back. I'm not saying that Cody Rhodes' his best work is chasing people.
I would have liked Randy Orton to take it for a bit.
Really?
Yeah. Obviously, I know they're going to hang off until Cody Rhodes is having his vacation time, and doing whatever he's doing.
He's coming back sooner rather than later.
Okay. But I'm just trying to think. You've got Money in the Bank's coming up.
Yeah, you've got Saturday Night Main Event first. So technically, Cody Rhodes could come back for that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think because obviously
John Cena starts with a steel chair or something, and Cody Rhodes comes back to save.
It's going to be so. Obviously, they've got R-Truth going after John Cena. R-Truth's not winning. It's not going to happen.
Which hurts me.
Yeah,
because he should.
Obviously, whoever wins in the Money in the Bank, they can go after either or. They can do what they want to put depending on who's in it. Because at the moment, it's only Solo. So obviously, that is the title that Cody took from the family, and now John's got. So it could make sense that if Solo does win Money in the Bank, or like someone in the Bloodline, if others qualify for it from the old Bloodline, they could also try and dethrone John Cena.
Okay.
Pay-per-view wise, beforehand, obviously after Money in the Bank, it's Night of Champions. Then the Women's Evolution one, which still has yet to be officially in.
There was a job listing. Did you see last week? There was a job listing posted that said specifically Evolution, like steward work for Evolution, WWE Evolution. So it's looking like it's July.
Okay.
Which would be that pay-per-view between Money in the Bank and SummerSlam.
Yeah, July 5th is like what it's like to be confirmed, but it's down as July 5th, and it's even got like it's going to be in Connecticut. They've got like the venue and everything down, so it's just like it's pretty much
July 5th. July 5th is a Saturday.
Yeah. Then you've got SummerSlam in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Then Clash in Paris.
That went on sale this week. Damn, they were expensive.
Yeah, what was it? 127 quid was like the cheapest ticket, I think it was.
From the rooftops, swinging from the rooftops. It was funny because a contact of mine was like, "Oh, we went last year to WWE. It was £47. This year, the same seats was something like 350 quid in a smaller venue." And it was like, and the only difference is TKO.
Yeah,
like that is the big difference.
As soon as TKO took over, prices just skyrocketed.
Yeah, and the difference is like the difference between WWE audience and a UFC audience is UFC people will pay the money to go to the UFC.
Yeah,
because it's more adult money, if that makes sense. WWE is more family money. Like, imagine trying to spend £1,000 for you and like your son to go to WWE. That's mad.
Plus, people like put money on UFC fights, like
yes, you can bet on UFC fights. Yeah. Whereas you
can on wrestling, but it's not as.
I find it weird that you can put bets on wrestling when it's scripted. And actually, people know the results. You know what I mean? Like, internal people will know the results.
Yeah.
In UFC, so I don't say this as like all combat sports. It's completely unpredictable.
Yeah, betting on wrestling is not very lucrative. Like, so it's like it's really like the odds are really low, like ridiculously high. So your payouts are nothing. Yeah,
but there's still a option for you to do it.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's in the States, I don't know. In the States, in the UK, definitely, because we like to gamble in the UK, and our laws are slightly easier than they are in the States. So I don't know whether or not you can do it in the States or not.
Yeah, there's a group of YouTubers that I follow. They went to Vegas during the WrestleMania weekend, and they were in one of the casinos who were showing WrestleMania, and there was like a machine there that they were putting bets in for it.
But that's Las Vegas, though. You know what I mean? Like,
that is Vegas, yeah.
Each every state in America is very different.
Yeah,
some states don't even allow gambling.
No, I know.
That's what's crazy.
I know CVV. He promotes an app. He has a sponsor, and they do wrestling bets.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think of it like the big, the big American ones.
Yeah. So yeah, so then we got some interesting because obviously it's Crown Jewel. It's no Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia this year instead of Crown Jewel, which it normally is.
Yes, DraftKings is what you're talking about.
That's one of them, but there's another one as well that he does. Crown Jewels, and obviously in Australia,
which is awesome. And really funnily, I was watching old NXT again, as I do quite frequently, and TM61 came up.
Mm.
And I don't even know if you remember who TM61 were. So TM61 were one of the first Australian tag teams that WWE signed. This was before, around the time of Rhea.
Okay.
Just when Rhea started doing the tournament stuff like that. But TM61 were a really good tag team, and then unfortunately, so the original group of TM61 included Will Ospreay out in the Indies.
Yeah,
but it was cool to see like a Australian like tag team because I think I was watching this stuff with like Buddy Murphy and Rhea Ripley recently. All that stuff that's kind of coming around, which is kind of cool to see as well. Anyway,
then we had Survivor Series War Games.
See, I don't like the fact that Survivor Series War Games is a thing. It should just be Survivor Series, and War Games should come back once every now and again. Like it should be an NXT thing.
Yeah, that's what Survivor Series should be. Yeah, Survivor Series should be. Yeah, that's Raw, Smack, whatever it was, and then War Games is NXT only. That's what it should be. Then there's NXT Deadline, other main event, Saturday Night Main Event, and that's it. So,
it's Deadline alongside Saturday Night, is it?
So Deadline it's not confirmed, but it's assumed for December.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But yeah, so
Deadline's normally the one of the year.
So the last pay-per-view confirmed is the War Games Survivor Series, which is end of November. Because then obviously then it's Royal Rumble, which is going to be apparently in Saudi Arabia.
Didn't they do that last time though? Like the greatest Royal Rumble ever. Do you remember that with like the 50 superstars instead of the 30?
Yeah, who was it? Braun Strowman who won the greatest, possibly. The one and only greatest Royal Rumble.
I think they've done. Yeah, possibly. Oh no, it's Battleground for NXT coming up. That's the next one. I was trying to think what the next NXT pay per view was.
Yes, Battleground. It's next weekend also.
Yes. Yep.
Obviously, we'll get into it because obviously a couple of things that happened. Highlights for us, obviously, Nia Jax getting a face full of fucking chair and getting busted right open. That kick, that drop kick, she definitely put a bit more oomph in there.
Yeah.
And there was also a lot of people were saying it's like Nia people were saying that it was a botch. I was like, it wasn't a botch. I was like, maybe on Nia's side, because I think Nia had the chair the wrong way around.
Potentially, yes. She had the thing that could injure her.
Yeah.
Which did injure her.
But at the same time, the drop kick from Tiffany, that was...
It was a beautiful drop kick,
it was beautiful.
But it had a bit of oomph behind it. Yeah.
Now, was that because I've heard that Nia, since coming back, she's turned a bit of a bitch backstage.
Yeah.
So maybe it was.
Obviously, her and Tiffany worked together for quite a while, though.
Yeah, they did.
You know what I mean? As a team, or whatever you want to call it.
Mm.
So I'm intrigued to see
what happens now.
Yeah, because again, Nia Jackson's always in the title picture because she can't be. Can she be mid card? I think she could be mid card, but they never put her in the mid card. Do you know what I mean? Like she's always in that top end, and I don't understand why, other than the fact that she is a giant human being.
A whole lot of woman.
But she could be a very solid mid card title holder. Do you know what I mean? Like she could hold Intercontinental, she could hold the US title and hold it for a good year quite comfortably. You know what I mean? I couldn't see many people stepping up to her and her losing it. Whereas in the top end, you've got, especially with the returns that you've got coming up very shortly, she's just going to get lost in that mix.
Yeah. And do you feel like she's kind of like a placeholder? It's just like we're just using you until more come up.
I think so. I think when she came back at the right time. You know what I mean? I think a lot of us were all surprised that she came back. Do you know what I mean? Like I wasn't expecting Nia Jax to turn back up after she was released, and then all of a sudden, like she was back. I don't think anyone was even talking about her coming back.
No.
And then she just waltzed in and and she held the title for what, a couple of months, and it didn't do anything, did it? It was her and Tiffy, and it was building and it was building as it should do. But we all know eventually that she was going to drop the title to Tiffy. Tiffy was always going to cash in on her. But the problem is, I was going to say put her in an Intercontinental, but we're about to probably have a heavyweight kind of like three-way in the Intercontinental between Becky, Bailey, and Lyra.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what the title needs. And we've been begging for the title to get some attention, and now suddenly we've got these three that could potentially elevate that title.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, it does need elevating, because I say it's not really been since she's won it. She's not done anything with it.
No,
then had a little tag thing with Bailey, and
her match with Becky was pretty solid. Like for the title, that match was pretty solid all around. And again, it's nice to see. Is it a heel Becky? Are we saying Becky's heel right now, or are we just saying she's Becky Lynch?
I'm pretty sure it's heel Becky, because she's.
Yeah, see, there's the question, because like now you're thinking about it. Now I've said, is it heel Becky or is it just Becky Lynch?
I'm just trying to think up of past Becky. I think she's definitely a lot more bitchier, a bit more
focused.
Yeah, but a bit more meaner, as in like if she's throwing her toys out the pram when she loses. So like she lost, going to try and break your arm. I would probably say it is a heel turn Becky.
Yeah, but I'm here for it because so far it's working. That's my point as well. So Becky Lynch going heel is working right now. Like, it's good to see Becky come back with some passion and some fire. Not saying that she wouldn't have done, but you know what I mean. I think she's not come back to a flat return. I think we've seen some people come back with a flat return and not had that instant impact, whereas she's come in and just started to elevate that title. Coming in with Bailey coming back, like I say, that's that title now. Hopefully, between the three of them, by Night of Champions, we could see a new title holder by Night of Champions. That's what I'm pegging it for, or SummerSlam, or Money in the Bank. There's so many.
Yeah, there's quite a few options. Speaking of returns, we had return of Sheamus. He was back in action.
Yes, much to your disgust with his music.
Yep, Death Rebel doing a. Again, we talked about it.
Death Rebel things.
Yeah, considering it dawned on me. I was like, hang on a minute. They've been a part of WD since 2019, and up until it only dawned on me since the Rumble when Finn Balor came out, because when his music hit and he was like, "The fuck is this?" Yeah. And it was Finn. It's just like, but since then it's just like they've now started they're on like a little bit of a roll of like shit, good shit, good shit, like. I don't know what it is, because I know that once their contract is up, they're not being renewed. So are they now doing it just to piss them off? Just like, all right, we're just going to give all your fucking wrestlers shit music, or some of it, or the ones we like are going to get the good stuff. The ones we don't like are just going to be shit. Because like Charlotte's is shit, Finn's is shit, Sheamus is shit. I liked
Shinsuke's was the other one.
Shinsuke's was obviously it changed. Shinsuke's was shit. The only ones that I've liked so far is New Day, because again it goes with their heel turn stuff. Street Profits, like their new one's really good. Who else have they recently done that I don't mind? You don't like Miro, Rusev's one.
I didn't like.
You don't like Rusev. I like Rusev's one. I'm alright with that one. I'm glad they didn't touch Aleister Black's when he returned. I'm glad they didn't touch his.
Becky, so left it alone.
Left Becky's alone. Sheamus coming back. He's obviously now putting him. Oh, what was he? I know he did a thing. I think he's trying to put himself back in the title picture for the Intercontinental.
Yeah. The only thing he hasn't won.
Yeah.
That's the only title within WWE that he hasn't won. He needs to become a Grand Slam champion. And when you've got people like The Miz, and I love The Miz to pieces, who is a double Grand Slam champion, it makes absolutely no sense that Sheamus hasn't won the Intercontinental. But we've got time for Sheamus, because I think he's just signed another deal, hasn't he? So
there's quite a few people after Dominic Mysterio now for his title. Obviously, he had a bit with AJ. AJ still got his eyes on it. Finn's got his eyes on it. Sheamus, Penta, like there's a few.
Yeah, that title picture right now is really solid.
It's better than the
And
women's
that's
Intercontinental. That's...
yeah, you say that, but again, you've got some really heavy hitters in the Intercontinental scene because you've got people like Finn, you've got people like Sheamus. You know what I mean? That are going to elevate that title. I think Dom's going to hold the title probably till WrestleMania. I think he's going to hold it. I think
I can't see him
he's
holding
going
it
to have.
till all the way till Mania. Not for a full
You know,
year. Nah.
unless Finn costs him the title, him and Finn then go on and have a massive fight, which we're all expecting to happen. I don't know. This is the thing, isn't it? Like it's exciting to see, but I think eventually you're right. He'll drop it, but I'd like to see him run with it because some of the stuff he's doing with it right now is brilliant. It's hilarious.
But yeah, no, I can't.
Um, we'll come to it in a bit about
Yeah, we'll
who's
come.
taking
Yeah.
the titles off people. But yeah, like US title. Obviously that came up again this weekend. This week came over on Backlash as well, didn't it? So that match was pretty solid, actually. The Backlash match for the US title between the four of them. Was that Backlash? It's been a while.
Yes, that So that was
Four-way.
the
Yeah.
4-way between
Yeah.
Drew, Priest, LA Knight.
Yeah.
Batu.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, because that's when Hobbs came out. Obviously.
Yep, and that is when we had the debut of JC Mateo, aka
Now we know what his name is.
Yes, aka Jeff Cobbs.
It's just who I'm really excited for. I'm still not disappointed he was part of the bloodline because I thought he would have been something separate, but he it kind of makes sense. But he doesn't look the part for the bloodline. I don't know. Maybe this is just me reading into it, but like when we were watching it, when SmackDown, he was stood there next to Solo and Jacob, and it just didn't like. I was trying to then imagine it with the other two.
He's a lot short.
Like, obviously, we got the other two to come back as well.
Yeah, he's a lot shorter than I thought. He's like he's massive but small compared to Jacob and Solo.
He is, he is. And then obviously you've got the two boys to come back as well. So you've got Tama and the one that everyone forgets.
Tonga.
Yeah, Tama and Tonga. There you go. That's terrible from me. To come back as well. And then I was like looking at them as a 5-piece, and I was like, do you know what? It could work. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know why it's gone into the Bloodline storyline.
It's one of
even if they're called the Bloodline anymore, who knows what they're called now?
It was kind of because I think if Bron Breakker still had the Intercontinental, I would have put Rusev and JC in that mix because they're all three really big guys.
Yeah, like I said before, didn't I? Like when Bronson Reed comes back, him and Cobbs in a ring together is going to be magic. Like because they've wrestled each other outside in the Indies before, and their matches have been absolutely wicked. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Bronson Reed mixing it up with Fatu.
Yeah, I'm waiting because it's interesting because obviously when JC debuted, the two was looking at him just like what the fuck are you doing here? Why are you here? Because obviously I didn't know much about Cobbs at all. But I looked into it, and him and Fatu had like feuds in previous promotions going back. So it's interesting that they're now like a team. But then there's always that they're gonna split at some point because obviously Solo's like he's the high chief, he's the chief, he's the whatever it is. He's the head of the table. He's the reason that Jacob's got the title, and Jacob's just like, shut the fuck up. No, you're not. I don't need your help. Never needed your help. So I'm waiting for them two to kind of have like a fight.
Yeah, like the promo right at the beginning of SmackDown was quite interesting, where Solo was trying to get him to say say the words, say what you used to say. And then it's like,
I love you, Solo.
It's like, but that's not how you say it. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know if Solo's got enough personality to carry it.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, Fatu is wicked on the mic and he's great in the ring. Does Solo bring that same kind of energy? Not really. He's very, very different. You know what I mean? And again, is Hobbs going to talk, or is Hobbs just going to be like that silent guy that's just going to be there
that silent killer,
people around? Yeah,
maybe.
So there's a few different questions, which again is not a bad thing because it gives us stuff to talk about. You
Mm,
know what I mean? If it was too easy, we wouldn't need to talk about it because we'd all know what was going on.
yeah. What else?
He hit the Tour of the Islands. That's all I care about. And they called it the Tour of the Islands as well.
It did.
That's what
Uh,
made me happy is that WWE recognised his
mm.
form, his finishing move, and they knew what it was. That's what made me happy.
Big surprise on SmackDown with a new signing of Julia being
Yeah,
officially signed to the SmackDown roster, considering that she's been on Raw for the last several weeks or however many it is with
yeah,
Roxanne Perez tag teaming. So
yeah.
interesting.
I still can't get my head around it. I can't see not where she falls in, but it doesn't make any sense. Again, unless they are setting up for, as we kind of discussed offline, like maybe they're setting it up for the brand split or the draft or whatever you want to call it coming up
Yeah,
very shortly.
and because obviously they did like a whole promo with, because they thought obviously her and Roxanne were going to be a tag team, but then they did like some weird thing where it's just like there is no us thing, and
There's no
like,
us. Yeah.
so will Roxanne just drop back down into NXT or will she go to Raw? I'm just having a look to why SmackDown, but I'm just kind of just trying to see who else is on SmackDown. Obviously, Bliss is there.
Yeah.
Bianca obviously hasn't come back yet.
No, she's injured right now.
Yeah, obviously got Chelsea Green, Candice
Yeah.
LeRae,
Yeah.
Jade
So immediately,
Cargill.
yeah, when you look at it, there's no immediate feud for Julia. Like,
No, Naomi,
if you go to
Nia.
Raw, you've got the Io Skies of the world, you've got Kairi Sane of the world, Asuka when they all come back. And I know I'm using all the Japanese wrestlers, but because they've all fought with each other in a previous life.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is if they've brought her over to take the title off Zelina.
What for the US?
Yeah, because
Interesting. Okay.
or are they just gonna throw her in the mix with? I don't know, because Tiffany's got bloody Naomi still going after her.
Yes.
Nia, well, we don't know what's going to happen with Nia now.
No.
Jade Cargill.
So
Uh,
this is the weird thing. So Jade Cargill and Julia wrestling in the ring doesn't make my brain work in any
mm,
shape or form. Like, and again, this is no disrespect for Jade Cargill, but she, again, I think the best match we've seen her do was recently against, I want to say it was against Naomi, wasn't it? Which was
yes.
that really decent match, and that was probably the longest I think anyone has ever seen Jade Cargill wrestle. And then you're trying to throw her to the Julias of the world. I don't know, man. I just don't know what the future holds for Julia. It made more sense for her to be on Raw. And I would say
Yeah.
Roxanne, if you put Roxanne on SmackDown, that would have made more sense. I think there's better feuds for Roxanne
Mm,
on SmackDown. Like you've already mentioned, people like, Chelsea, Meechin, the problem is both of them have had significant losses repeatedly
yeah.
over the last couple
So
of months,
that's what I'm. It's the
couple of
the
weeks.
only picture I can put her in is for the US title. That's the only place I can see her being on at this current time, unless she's gonna somehow qualify for Money in the Bank. But
Yeah.
again, are they would they let
Would they
her
give
win?
Julia yeah, would they
Mm,
give Julia Money in the Bank? I think it's too early for her to have it. I don't know. Again, her and Tiffy could have a really good feud. Like
mm,
a really good feud. But you've got the Naomi right now chasing at the heels, and I think Naomi and Tiffy having a feud would be quite interesting. We just need to kill off the Jade Cargill kind of fight. So Jade Cargill can go fight Nia Jax for a little bit. I don't know, man. Or it is because of the brand,
because
the brand split, the draft, whatever you want to call it,
yeah,
and it all
because
changes again in a couple of weeks' time.
I'm assuming Jay Cargill will probably get a title shot at Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
That'll be my bet.
let's assume so. Yeah, let's assume that's gonna happen. That Jade Cargill
Um,
gets a title shot.
obviously we had our first two qualifying matches this week as well. We had
Yes.
confirmed.
Speaking of Money in the Bank.
Speaking of Money in the Bank, we had Alexa Bliss is the first qualifier for the women's Money in the Bank, and we had Solo Koa for the
Yeah,
men's.
which I was really surprised at, especially given the talent that was in the matches. So I was really surprised that Alexa was the right decision because Alexa should be in the mix for Money in the Bank. But
Yeah,
was she the right one to have it against?
it was Mitchin and Chelsea Green
Yeah,
were the
yeah.
other two.
So Chelsea Green should be in Money in the Bank. Yes or no?
She should be in Money in the Bank. I reckon she will get another shot at qualifying. They'll probably be like last minute qualifiers. I'm just also trying it because I reckon. Right, how many? What's there normally? Five for Money in the Bank.
It's 6 for Money in the Bank normally. I would say. So I would normally say it's a split, isn't it? It's 3v3.
Yeah,
3 in SmackDown, 3 in Raw.
Have a look at last year's.
I'd like. Oh, I think we've talked about it again. We've talked about this before, having it one on each. So I'd like to have a SmackDown Money in the Bank winner and a Raw.
Yeah,
Money
two separate ones instead of combined.
Which would be phenomenal.
4 Money in the Bank matches.
Yeah, but it would fill the pay-per-view quite nicely.
Mm.
And don't forget, Money in the Bank doesn't have to be a ladder match.
Yes, it does.
No, it
Yes,
could be anything. No, why?
I said so. Money in the Bank. That's how it is.
It could be. Mate, they did Money in the Bank running through the WWE building. Yes, they still had to climb a ladder at the end. Shut up.
Okay, yeah, 6. So,
yeah.
So
3 and 3.
So let's have a look. So let's think who would qualify else.
Naomi would be another one for Money in the Bank. Would you not think?
So let's have right. So we've already got Bliss from SmackDown. So it'd be 3 from Raw, 3 from SmackDown, even split, right? Right.
1 from NXT, just to be.
That'd be difficult. So we've already got.
It's live.
so who else from SmackDown? So you'd want Chelsea Green.
I think Chelsea Green needs to be in it. I just think she brings something to the table, doesn't she? Like we all know she brings what she brings.
So you reckon? So what? Chelsea and Naomi, yeah. To be fair, that's all there is on SmackDown. You've got Zelina, who's the US champion. Tiffany's current women's champion. You've got Piper Niven.
Yeah, I don't think any of the Secret Hervis.
Yeah, Nikki Cross is still
Nia
out.
Jax.
Nia, if she's not concussed and is medically cleared.
Yeah, and then you've got.
Does Meechin get another chance?
Outside one is Candice LeRae.
Yeah, does Meechin get another chance?
Yeah, you talked about a last minute one, didn't you? Like another thing.
Yeah, you got B-Fab, Bianca.
Yeah. She's back from injury.
If she's back from injury, Alba Fire. Like, there's a few.
Yeah, it's really difficult on the Raw women's side as well. Actually,
let's have it. So Oscar's then still not back.
So Zoe Stark will be in a qualifying match. Natalia will be in a qualifying
Bailey
match.
and Becky are intercontinental bound. You got Ivy Nile.
Yeah, maybe. You've got the returns of obviously Kyrie and Asuka. Whether or not they come back beforehand is another question. Kiana James is coming back as well.
Yeah, Kiana James.
There's talks of putting Liv Morgan in it, but again, she's got a title. I don't think if you've got a title, you should be in any other in the picture.
Are they gonna?
We've not talked about Liv Morgan dropping the title belts. We'll get to the women's. Like again, Liv Morgan dropping the title belt and then going after the women's title again would be quite an interesting mix.
Got Natalia, Maxine Dupree.
Yeah, Dupree. Yeah, and this is the thing.
Got Rhea Ripley. If she doesn't.
Yeah.
I
don't think Rhea's ever done Money in the Bank, has she? Off the top of my head, I can't think of a match. I can't think that she's ever done it.
No, I think she's been. I want to say she has been in one.
Money in the Bank. She did. Carmella replaced her once upon a time. I can't remember what to skip through it. It's one for someone else in the comments. Someone in the comments tell me if Rhea Ripley has ever done Money in the Bank.
No, I'm going to assume no, she hasn't, because I'm looking and there's like nothing saying that she's ever been in one. So no.
So there you go. Rhea Ripley could be in her first Money in the Bank match.
Yeah.
I think there's a few that could go into it, but you're right. Like the talent pool for women, hurtingly, is a little bit shallow right now.
Yeah, so that's maybe where because the draft hasn't been announced, they'll not announce it. But this is where they could pull up a load from NXT to throw in the mix, and maybe Money in the Bank turns from 6 to 8. They had another 2 in just to mix things up.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to wait and see. But if you look at the men's side, the men's is definitely a little bit more tasty. But again, is there slightly too many men that could compete in it?
There is a lot.
So are we looking at people that are potentially going to go on to challenge John Cena or Jey Uso, or are we looking at Money in the Bank winners that are going after the mid card titles?
Well, so we know
That's the flip of the challenge now, isn't it?
So obviously we know for Jay, he's Logan Paul's his next title defense.
Yeah.
Then after that, Gunther, the Ring General, he's got next in line after that.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that his rematch? Is this his infamous rematch?
Yes, this will be his.
They get the automatic
rematch. Yeah, rematch clause.
Rematch clause.
So he'll then go. Like whoever wins that match, he's coming after him next.
Yeah.
That's what 2 pay-per-views. So that's past Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Actually, no, because
that would be
because that's Saturday. Yeah, because isn't Jay Logan at Saturday Night Main Event? Okay, so then Money in the Bank then will be
the rematch.
Be the rematch.
Yes.
Obviously, John Cena's next opponent is R-Truth.
That's at Saturday night.
That's at Saturday night. Interesting.
So Money in the Bank. He doesn't have anyone for Money in the Bank right now.
He does not.
With it being very close as well, there's like 3 weeks in between, I think, if that. So there's not a lot of time for a build up between John Cena and his next opponent. So maybe he skips. I expected him to be on every PLE this year, to be honest. Like with the limited time that we've got John Cena, I expected him to be on every PLE.
There is like his, haven't they confirmed like John his where he's going to be and when?
I think for the live events, but not so necessarily for the PLEs. So he's just counting, he was counting. He was like, I've got 34 appearances left, which is basically like 34 weeks. So yes, in theory, he should be once a week.
Yeah. He's confirmed. So obviously he did Netflix debut, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, Raw, SmackDown, WrestleMania 41, Raw, SmackDown, Backlash, Saturday night's main event. Then he's going to be on SmackDown. He is going to be at Money in the Bank.
So so he's at Money in the Bank. So we're now expecting him to have someone fight him at Money in the Bank.
Yeah. He's then going to be on Raw, SmackDown, Clash in Paris.
Okay.
Then SmackDown, then Crown Jewel. So Crown Jewel Australia is his last PLE in the tour. And then he's going to be on the October 13th of Raw, and then that's it. He's done.
And then he's done.
Yeah, and there's no dates after that.
Interesting.
So he's got.
Heartbreaking.
Only we class Saturday. I don't class Saturday night's main event as a PLE because there's too many of them.
Yeah, some people would argue with you on that because it's a traditional old school PLE.
Yeah, but then they do it like 3 or 4 times a year, and it should only be once. Make it special. So So he's gonna do. So he's only got 1, 2. He's only got 3 PLEs. The remainder of the year.
Hang on, he can't have 3. Did you say he's not doing SummerSlam?
So he's not down to do SummerSlam, which I thought that was missing.
Interesting. Maybe he's filming again.
Maybe.
Well, ask him.
He's not doing he's not doing Night of Champions. So he's not going to Saudi Arabia.
Interesting. Was it in Saudi for Night of Champions?
It is Saudi, yeah, instead of Crown Jewel. He's not.
Interesting.
So he's not doing SummerSlam, and that's 2 nights.
That's what I mean. He has to do SummerSlam.
That's got to be.
So, yeah, but if you're looking at the schedule now, so Money in the Bank could potentially be when he drops the title then.
What
in theory?
Yeah, but who? Who's gonna?
So Money in the Bank, we haven't got anyone yet.
No.
But this is my thing. So if Cody comes back at Saturday night main event, saves R-Truth, him and Cody at Money in the Bank. Cody takes the title, and then Cena goes away for a couple of months and comes back later.
EB.
Yeah, or there's an interim champion between him and Cody. I don't know. Somebody cashes in Money in the Bank there and then.
Yeah, yeah, I would go. Yeah, if Cody returns on Saturday, I don't know. John Cena will still retain, but obviously,
or we get the Cody turn and he attacks R-Truth at the same time.
oh god.
Could
and
happen.
then it's not gonna happen.
Why?
Stupid.
Why is it stupid?
This is stupid. Doesn't make
No,
it makes
not.
zero sense.
Of course it does. He's playing the long game.
So he could come down, interfere. Obviously, DQ. R-Truth wins, but doesn't retain the title because you do not get the title retained. Doesn't win the title because you don't win titles on DQs. So then because that is the rules. Has been since day one. So then then that could lead them two into Money in the Bank. Drops the title at Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
Does his little bitching moaning tour, blah 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 for what what's that, Money in the Bank? And then he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bitching, talking Raws and SmackDowns, cry about losing the title. Gets it back at Clash in Paris, or
what? And then he gets the 17th. 17th?
That'd be 18th, wouldn't it?
18th, yeah. Which again has been talked about, like cementing it. So having just the one extra, you know what I mean? Like there's again lots of people talking about give him the 18th.
Yeah, or
then he is 2 ahead of everyone.
Or at Crown Jewel, picks up the 18th and then retires. Because then obviously the following day on Raw, it's cool. I'm retired. See you later.
Yeah, I'm taking the title with me.
Yeah, I'm now taking the title with me. See you later. Bye bye.
You can't stop me.
Yeah. So we've got
Okay.
We could see that for John Cena.
We could. Yeah. So we've just like outlined the entire next 6 months of John Cena's life.
We might as well do this anyway because we were going to end the podcast in doing this section anyway. We're going to go through who's going to what it looks like for the current champions, and if who's going to dethrone them, or what's going to look like. So we've set out what John Cena's path looks like.
You've made it very convoluted, but we've set it out.
Yeah. Basically, Cody's going to get it back. John Cena will take it off him and then retire with that title. Bye-bye, undisputed title.
I don't want Cody to get it back. I don't know why. There's just something in me that wants something different.
But who else?
I don't know.
That's the problem. It's who.
Yeah, but I laughed about it and said, if someone said to me, if we give R-Truth a run with the title, would I be upset about it? Not really, actually. If you gave, even if it was only for a couple of weeks, I know it might tarnish the title, but actually giving R-Truth the title for a couple of weeks in his career, does he not deserve a run with the title?
Okay, so you're trying to get John Cena to 20, right? so loses it to R-Truth. Maybe on one of the Raws or the SmackDowns, he has a rematch, picks up number 18.
Yeah.
Loses it to Cody at the whatever Money in the Bank or whatever.
You're making it sound like I'm wrong, but you're getting into it. The more you're talking about it, the more you're like,
it's
this could work.
No, that's the only way this can work, is then he'd have to lose it. So loses it to Truth, takes it back off Truth, loses it to Cody. Yeah. That would be hold on. So loses it to Truth, picks it up. That would then be 18, right? 17.
Yeah.
18. Loses it to Cody, takes it off.
Who's Cody? He's new.
Loses it to Cody. Take it off of Cody. So for 19, then he'd have to lose it and then regain it.
Yeah, why not?
Nah, it's just too
fucking. They've done it before, man. No, they've done it before.
Just sounds too much effort.
It does sound like too much effort, but at the same time, this is my point. Giving R-Truth the title, would anyone be disappointed in that? I don't think so. I think everyone agrees that R-Truth deserves to have that title at one point in his career before he retires at bloody 100 years old, because he's 55 right now.
I'm just trying to also think of John Cena's past. anyone
Yeah.
who's had like big feuds with him, who's
So John Cena needs to go through the Drew Galloways, the Drew McIntyres. He needs to go through Seth Rollins at some point. That's going to happen at some point. We all know it's going to happen at some point. He's gone through the Randy, which is fine, and he will ultimately go through the top superstars before he goes, I think.
let's
Or
have
they do it the convoluted way, which we've sort of talked about. Would I like to see Cena versus Gunter? Absolutely. Like with the brand swap happening, with the draft happening, could that happen? Absolutely. Like feed John Cena some people to get slapped by, slapped around.
could yeah,
Like
it's
dream match,
it's
Aleister Black, John Cena, never happened before. Could it happen before he retires? I'd be down for that match.
mm,
Damien Priest, John Cena.
I'm just
I'm
trying
happy
to
with that.
think, is it a bit too wishful thinking that Kevin Owens can,
He won't be back in time.
do you reckon he'll be back before the end of the year, or do you reckon he's out?
No, he's out. He's out until 2026. I think he'll be gone before Cena. Cena will be gone before he comes back.
That I would have liked to have seen Kevin and John.
Love to have seen that. Roman
Um,
Reigns, John Cena is another. Like there are a few big feuds that he's not had yet.
mm,
You know what I mean? And there's possibility. Like the Kevin Owens thing, I 100% agree with you. Him and Kevin Owens would make magic, but
yeah,
I don't
I
think
can,
Kevin Owens is going to come back anymore.
because that's what I mean. I'm just trying to look at it, and because are they done now with
Oh,
Randy?
your best mate could come back. We haven't talked about your best mate coming back yet.
Who's my best mate?
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh,
dun.
Brock Lesnar. Do you imagine if he came back? He's still on the WWE website.
Agent.
He's still there.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a free agent.
Cena's not had CM Punk yet. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, see
there are a
that
couple.
I
Yeah,
would
see?
pay to see, because that
You know what? I
that
would.
was
I've just seen someone, and I've just gone. Do you know what? If he could come back, it would never happen. But I would love to see Dragunov versus Cena. I would love to see Dragunov come back and be immediately. I love Dragunov to pieces. I
mm,
think he's one of the best workers that we've seen come up from NXT, and then him getting injured. Like the matches he had in NXT were insane.
mm,
Like week in, week out. Like when he had the title, those matches he had were insane. But he came up to the main roster and got injured and lost all that momentum, and it killed me, man. Because again, he could be one of those guys that could run the company in the
yeah.
future. I think. Um, you've got Rusev. We haven't talked about Rusev. You've got Sheamus. You know, there are a few big names of John Cena's hit list that he's not had a feud with yet.
Yeah, but does he want to start a new feud, or does he want to just like
He's got
revisit
time, isn't he?
past feuds?
I think the past feuds and then leads
Well,
into
no,
the final feud.
he hasn't got time, because if you look at his schedule, he's not got time to build it. Like only
No, but yeah,
in
the way
one of the
WWE have
week.
been doing it recently, they're just throwing things together in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
WrestleMania was thrown together like within 5 weeks.
I'm gonna put it
The New
here.
Day match was a week before WrestleMania. The New Day and the War Raiders were added to WrestleMania as a feud.
I'm gonna put it out that Crown Jewel Australia, which is his last PLE, see it'll be him versus CM Punk. That is how.
What? And they give Punk the title?
No, yeah. At some point, Punk gets the title.
Yeah, we've not really talked about Punk getting the title, have we?
No, because he's still feuding with Seth. There's that whole
the new Heyman alliance.
the new Heyman
Oh, that's the new tag team
faction.
name. The new Heyman alliance.
Heyman alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the new Heyman alliance. That's what we're calling
Obviously,
it.
Roman is still not made an appearance.
No.
He's not. He's off doing. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can definitely see CM Punk, because I'd like to see that, because obviously when Punk was doing his whole, I'm taking the title and I'm leaving the company, his feuding was with John Cena. That was because John Cena was Vince McMahon's.
They've had a massive. They had
some
feud,
banger.
they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would like.
Absolutely that deserves to happen. Absolutely. And then obviously, yeah, and then Cody Rhodes coming back as well. So there's a few.
Or
anyway.
it could be, yeah, CM Punk takes. So CM Punk, I'm calling it now. CM Punk versus John Cena, Crown Jewel, and either Punk takes the title off him, then on the Raw that comes out, they have a handshake, a cuddle, right, retire, or Cena wins, goes on to Raw, retires. Happy days.
Okay. One day. All right, let's move over to SmackDown. Jey Uso, who's taking the title for Uso. We could talk about the Cena thing all day, otherwise.
So we're going to Raw now.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, switching over to Raw.
Switching to Raw. So obviously Logan's Doug.
See, I think this could be a really good match. Like
it would. Because
if Jay and Logan go full force, not like Logan and AJ.
They're all
like
about.
The AJ match was disappointing.
So they're all about creating moments that are talked about that like literally break the viral moments that break the internet. Having Logan Paul win that title would break the fucking internet. It would break it. It would never.
That title,
no. I could, but if they wanted to create a break,
no, stop making no.
No, I'm allowed.
Stop.
If you could do it, I could do it.
No, it's not happening.
No, it definitely won't happen. I can't see it happening.
If it happens, I'm not watching wrestling ever again.
That's the problem. That's the problem. I think if they let Logan win it, it's not only going to break the internet, it's going to break WWE.
No. Like, yes, he was a decent US title holder, absolutely. And we said that eventually he would move into the main picture.
Mm.
So yeah, he deserves to be in that main picture because he is viral, absolutely. But to take the title off Jey Uso is the wrong call.
Yeah.
So I would like to see. You're just gonna put it out there as well. Logan Paul, John Cena would be a very interesting match. I'm just gonna say that. Anyway, move on.
All right.
For the title.
All right.
Just.
All right.
Just saying.
So got Logan next, and then he will have Gunther.
Yeah.
Can
he do it again against Gunther?
Yeah.
Or is Gunther taking his title back? That's what you're umming and ahhing about.
Yeah, because it's one of those ones. If Jay wins, what's next for Gunther? Are they just going to let him go back after him, or are they just going to be like, no, or is the draft then going to come into effect and he's going to get switched over? They're going to just do a load of switches. If he retains, obviously, if he wins, Gunther wins. Obviously, that can set him up for at least another PLE. That can take him to what's after
Money in the Bank.
It'd go to Night of Champions. It would go to Night of Champions, or it would then go into SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Who else currently on the Raw roster could get involved? So, just trying to think. So you've got AJ Styles. He's doing an Intercontinental at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Seth, because obviously he's doing his thing. He's like, they've got their Sami Zayn, and you've got Seth and Braun and CM Punk. They've got kind of like their thing going on. So could Seth challenge him again for it?
I think Seth is going to get the title at some point, isn't he? Between the new alliance, like eventually he is going to end up with the title again. Whether or not everyone agrees with that, I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, no, whether it's this year is the question.
Yeah.
See, I'd like Gunther to take it, and then Dragunov to come back and to have a feud, then to have a fight.
I'd be absolutely down for that feud.
I'd be all up for that.
Again, their NXT feud was legendary, and I don't know if you've seen the video floating around of that chop to Gunther. He gave to Dragunov, and Dragunov dropped to his knees. Like that noise, just.
Could they let Karrion Kross take the title? Go after him.
This is the thing right now, isn't it? Karrion Kross is getting a lot of momentum.
He's money. He's business savvy. Like you think he's got the his merch. He's number one sellout for merch.
Yeah. If you want someone to put eyes on your product right now, he is the guy to put eyes on the product, right?
Yeah.
He's the thing. He's the guy that's selling all the merch. He is the guy that has gone viral across all social media. So, do you pull the trigger like they did with Jimmy, like with Jay? Sorry, do you hold off for a little bit and then pull the trigger, or do you pull the trigger early enough because he's been around? He's been around a long time. Karrion Kross, obviously in and out.
Yeah, because I could see.
Could he carry it? That's the question, isn't it? Can he carry the title?
I reckon. Because I could see Karrion Kross, Gunther, even for Rusev, like those. Even like when Bronson Reed eventually gets medically cleared to come back, like even ignore Bronson, AJ Styles, put like those four
Mm-hmm.
carrying the title up until like Mania
Okay.
would be.
What, and then just ignore Jay, just push him to one side.
He could then just go and feud with the new Heyman boy band and and do something there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and this is what I was saying a minute ago, isn't it? Like for the men, there is so much choice and so many options.
Mm.
You know what I mean? For everyone, there's a lot of different people that could go into different roles and different fights, and yeah, it's we're slightly spoiled, I think, with the especially with the main picture because, but then carrying across could go into the on Raw. It's the Intercontinental, isn't it?
Yeah, he could go into the Intercontinental after Dom. There's a few things for Karen. I'd like to see. He needs to be inside. He needs a. I want to see a title on him.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Put the speed title on
Not the speed title.
him. What's wrong with the speed title?
It's a Twitter X.
One day you
title.
will recognize the power of the speed title and you will bow down to the speed title.
Speed title has 0 power.
One day you will bow down to it.
No.
You will accept it. You will.
Nope. I'll wipe my ass with that title.
Wow. You wouldn't.
It only get it.
Ulrika's got it right now.
Yeah, she can. Well, not her title. I like her. Not El Grande Americano from Starbucks.
Exactly.
I'll wipe
so
it. Oh, like
up.
Grant? No, I don't like him. He's fucking. Yes, he's named after a Starbucks drink. I don't fucking care. No one likes Starbucks. Starbucks coffee sucks. Everybody it's just convenient because it's bloody everywhere. That is the only reason. Actually, Starbucks is better than the coffee that we had. I had today. That was fucking atrocious. Watery piss water. That was.
It was served out the back of a car. What are you expecting?
Independent people a lot more. I'm gonna message him. But wait,
go on then. I dare you to message him.
Yeah, coffee. What was it? The coffee cab.
Coffee in a van or something stupid.
No, it was just called the coffee cab.
The coffee cab. That was it.
I'll have to find him. Remind me.
Coffee cab. Your coffee was shit. Apparently.
EO Sky. Next.
Asuka. Done. Next.
Do you not think Rhea? Because obviously the only person.
No, I'm bored. I love Rhea, but I'm bored of her chasing that title with EO. I'm bored of that feud. Move on. Next.
All right.
No, like I just think it makes sense for Asuka to come back and have a big like a turn with EO. I don't know. Like I'd like to see them go at it because it's been a while since I think we've seen them fight, and I think that would be really good. Or you give Asuka and Kairi Sane back the women's tag team titles and do something with them for a little bit. I don't know. But I don't know. Do we need another Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky?
It's coming whether you need it or whether you want it or not. It's coming.
That wasn't my question. That wasn't the question. The question was, do we need another one?
I would one more, and then I'm one and done. That'll be it. One more.
Go to bed.
One more. Put it to rest.
And then move Rhea to SmackDown.
Yes. There we go. And take it off of Tiffany.
See, now I'm screwing with you.
Would her and Tiffany have a good match?
Yes. Absolutely would. Absolutely. The brand swap has some potential to really shake up shake it up. Like really shake it up. And I'm really hoping that they actually pull the trigger on quite a few big moves. Hoping to see some people move into some really interesting directions. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I could see.
And again, you put more eyes. Like we were saying again offline before this. At the moment, for me, I feel SmackDown is the better out of the two between Raw and SmackDown. I'm finding more entertainment from SmackDown.
Yeah, SmackDown's getting pretty stacked.
Yeah, but overall, I still think NXT is still the better product out of all three right now. I still think I'm getting more value out of, even though they're making weird decisions like sending bloody Julia up to the main roster so early. But I say early, she's been on NXT for like 8 to 9 months. I forgot how long she'd actually been there. Because it's gone so quick. It didn't feel like Julia had been there more than like a couple of weeks, but actually she's been there 9 months.
Yeah, so yeah, as you were saying, I can only kind of agree with Io. Whether she hangs on to it until Mania or when Oscar comes back and she takes it. off of
Who's
her.
had the better title reign right now, Io or Tiffy? There's the question.
Io's has been a more entertaining.
Yeah, so she's had the better. She's had
Yeah.
the better reign. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I just want to
But
pick your brain.
because that's what because obviously she's had like the likes of Roxanne and Julia and that coming after her and like in matches with those, which then again makes zero sense why Julia went to fucking SmackDown.
No, unless it is preparation for what I said with the brand split coming, the brand transformation split brand draft.
They've done it before where the two women's had to change titles. It was this. They did it when they used to have two separate tag titles for the women's.
Yeah,
You basically
exactly.
just swap titles.
It goes backwards and forwards, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Back, forth and forth.
But yeah, I could see either Io taking it all the way to Mania. Can I see? Yeah, it's all dependent on if they do the draft, what the rest of the year is going to look like. So depending on that, I'm going to go. Io takes it all the way till the end of the year. There's no change there.
The whole year.
Mm-hmm.
You're mad, you are. It's not going to go that far.
You reckon?
She'll drop it.
You said Dominic Mysterio. We're going to get into him, but you said he was going to take it all the way to Mania. You can fucking lost your marbles on that.
I think Io's going to drop it at SummerSlam. I think with the 2 nights of SummerSlam, there's going to be some shenanigans. I think she's going to drop it around then. I want to say again. I still think like internally, an Asuka kind of face heel saying whatever you want to call it. That could happen.
Yeah, if she comes back by then. Obviously,
she's back. Apparently, she's back for Saturday night, or if not, Money in the Bank. Okay. Apparently, they're both ready to go. All right. Kyrie's been cleared for a couple of weeks.
All right, that's what I mean. Like, it's one of those ones where like it's up in the air. Like loads of people. So this could all change and depend on who returns.
Absolutely. That's kind of the fun point, though, isn't it?
Tiffy time. What are you thinking?
Tiffy is actually a really tough one. See, I want to say Julia, but I don't think Julia's ready to hold the title yet.
So even though we say they're not ready, it's not going to stop them from putting the fucking title on them.
No, I guess no. I know that. Like, but when you look at the SmackDown Women's roster, like you look at the feuds that could possibly happen right now, currently on SmackDown that she's got. You've got Alexa Bliss. You've got
Jade Cargill.
Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea's ever going to get elevated. Bianca, obviously, we know.
Unless Chelsea gets put into the Money in the Bank and wins Money in the Bank, she's not going to get elevated for a while.
Naomi, Nia Jax. I'm hoping the Nia Jax thing is done. I hope we've moved on from that.
I reckon it's done for a little while. Because they were setting up some sort of feud between Naomi and Nia, or there would have been something there. Yeah. Obviously, that's now probably going to be put on the back burner until, depending on how bad her injury is from Saturday.
Yeah,
obviously
there's been nothing around it. It was just really interesting. There's not been any kind of like comments or mentions or anything around it.
Maybe she's absolutely fine.
Yeah, maybe she's just got a cut and she's absolutely fine.
Yeah, so you've got Jade Cargill, Naomi,
Alexa.
Yeah. Alexa. Bianca's obviously injured, so
I'm not saying the A word because my speaker keeps kicking in.
Whenever Bliss comes back.
Bianca, you mean? Bliss is
sorry, yeah, Bianca. I was looking at Bliss.
Yeah. So there are a few feuds, but now putting Julia into the mix is an interesting mix as well. So yeah, there's a few. Who's outright going to take it? I don't know. But there could be a curveball because Money in the Bank could be won by a Raw, and then the Raw person could take the SmackDown title. So there is nobody immediately that I want Tiffy to take it. I'm finding Tiffy's reign a bit boring, but it's not been as entertaining as Io's.
No, it hasn't. Yeah.
And I just think they need something. They need to elevate Tiffy somehow, and I don't think anyone on the SmackDown roster is really going to elevate her right now. the Alexa Bliss stuff, eventually we all know probably that she's going to end up with the Wyatt Six when that comes back. Did the Wyatt Six help Alexa win Money in the Bank? That's another question we should have probably looked at. Maybe one for future episodes where we talk about it.
Maybe.
I don't know. Right now, there isn't anyone on the SmackDown roster I would like to see Tiffy go with. You know what I mean? There's no one that gets me too excited about it because I think I'm focused on Alexa Bliss doing Alexa Bliss things. And then we've got this whole weird Jade Cargill, Nia Jax, Naomi, and Bianca stuff still going on.
Yeah, it's a bit of, again, it's another one, a random one where it's all up in the air.
And then we've got Selena and Chelsea. Again, there's no one really going to challenge Selena for that title. If you look at what's left, there's like B-Fab, Michin, and Candice LeRae.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like,
this is why this brand thing needs to happen sooner rather than later. I think just to get some fresh blood around.
Yeah, it's the same with So if we say Selena with the US title, unless because I don't know, it kind of looks like Chelsea's now off of that because she's now focused on. Even though she lost her Money in the Bank qualifier, she is kind of focused on the Money in the Bank, so she might get into it.
I think Chelsea might win it back, and then become the first ever 2-time, and then go on a whole social media rant on being the only 2-time. You know what I mean? So we talked about it before. She made money out of that contract, like out of that title. She was the face of that title and elevated it in such a good level. I like Selena Vega, but I can't see Selena Vega elevating it anywhere near as much as Chelsea did. You know what I mean? Like, and Selena, unfortunately for Selena, if like you put her in a ring with Nia Jax is going to win that match.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that. I say no way. It's wrestling. Who knows?
Don't know what I get.
Shenanigans.
We'll move on. We'll go US title to US title. So we'll go Jacob Fatu.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where just trying to obviously still LA it's still weird because obviously LA Knight's still chasing it. I kind of wish he'd stop chasing it and go after the next, which would be the Intercontinental. That you've had US,
we've not talked about LA Knight going for Jay's title.
Yeah, he could.
That's one possibility.
That is another possibility.
Yeah, we didn't think about that actually. Now that I've looked at it, LA Knight is still hot enough to go after Jay's title.
Yeah, but yeah, so you've got Drew has never been, because obviously Drew's not won the US title either, so he needs that to become a Grand Slam champion.
Yeah.
You've got Priest.
I would like to see a full Drew and Fatu go at it. You know what I mean? Without the Damian Priest interference, without the other stuff around it, I would like to see that happen. But we'd have to switch over the brands.
Yeah. Is there going to be a solo Jacob feud? It looks like it's coming with how Solo's all high and mighty and he's the leader and he's the reason, blah, blah, blah.
We've also got, who was I just thinking of? Carmelo Hayes could be an interesting one.
Could be.
The US title.
Obviously, him and Miz are kind of feuding with Alistair. They're returning Alistair Black, having their little squabble.
Yeah, it's really confusing. Like, you're right. I think Drew McIntyre needs it, and then
but it's the same as Sheamus needs.
It's a need and a want, isn't it? It's a need and a want, isn't it? Yeah.
It's like Drew and Sheamus are both in the same boat. They both need one title to become Grand Slam champions.
But I think Fatu could have a really good set of matches with McIntyre. I think he could really have an interesting set of matches with Carmelo Hayes as well.
Yeah,
I think, like, they're both very different wrestlers, but both could elevate those matches really well, especially with Carmelo Hayes and The Miz at the moment. Like, The Miz getting into shenanigans to win the title for Carmelo Hayes, and then him and The Miz have a bit of a program, or they have a full bloodline feud. You know what I mean? Like, there's lots of things that could come out of Carmelo Hayes winning it.
The only thing Carmelo needs to do is just stop wearing that in Andre the Giant head. So bad. So bad.
And then your second best mate, Apollo Crews, could come back and take the title.
Mate, you're the one who's obsessed with Apollo Crews.
I'm not obsessed with Apollo Crews.
You're obsessed
I just don't know what he does.
Nothing. He's injured.
Yeah, but like in general, he has survived like 4 firings.
He's got something on Triple H
Obviously,
or someone. Maybe on the
somebody up high.
maybe
Yeah,
maybe on
absolutely.
maybe on Dwayne. Someone on the board.
Yeah, I am just confused, like very confused about him. But anyway, doesn't matter. So yeah, like Fatu's got a few different ones, and you know there is the internal stuff as well with the bloodline. So him and Solo could go at it. You know, if Solo doesn't win Money in the Bank, again, he's potential for Money in the Bank. That could be a really interesting mix as well.
Interesting as well, because generally people who win Money in the Bank, they always go after the top title. But
Yes.
it's for any. It's for any title.
Yes, it has been cashed in on other titles though.
Well, I thought
I'm
it
trying to
was.
think of an example of it. So,
Yeah, give me an example. Yeah, so it could be interesting that
uh,
Solo cashes in on for 2. Be
yeah, I'm trying to find it
interesting.
now. But obviously, some people have failed in their cash-ins as well, which is a bit of a sad one as well. Oh, Damien Sando. Oh, that made me sad because he cashed in and then lost. He didn't win his title, even though he cashed in for it as well. Damien Sando. That was the weird thing. Damien Sando won Money in the Bank. When you say that out loud, that's mad.
Yeah.
Do you not think? Like Damien Sandow was Baron Corbin's the same. He cashed in and didn't win, and so does Braun Strowman. There you go. And then Otis lost his briefcase, if you remember that.
Yeah, he
Otis
lost
won
it to
it
Miz.
during the pandemic.
Yeah, and then lost it to the Miz.
Yeah. Austin Theory also failed to cash in. Like so he cashed in and then yeah, that was sad. Austin Theory is another one we don't talk about enough. Like I think him and Grayson Waller are about to come to a big feud as well, and then that would be quite interesting. Oh, I was wrong. I could have sworn that Money in the Bank was cashed in on a non-big title, but by the look of the list I'm looking at, it wasn't. It's all been WWE Championships and the Women's Championships. Maybe I
Yeah,
need to look into it a bit more.
I'm pretty sure it's any title. As far as I'm aware, it's any title for over the next year. They've got a year to
Yeah,
do
you have
it.
365 days to cash it in
Yeah.
against a title of your choosing.
So it could be that maybe that could be Solo gets it and cashes in on for 2, starting their whole feud. So that could be another angle. We've kind of already.
Sorry, I was going back to Kevin Owens. So Kevin Owens put out a statement today saying he's had surgery on his neck. He doesn't know. Oh, he's not had surgery yet. He's about to have surgery, but he doesn't know what's going on. So
Okay,
so he's not had surgery yet.
Imminent of having his surgery.
Yes, but doesn't know what the time scale. So again, that's going to be at least a year.
Yeah, we've kind of already touched on women's intercontinental with Lyra Valkyrie. Obviously, she's going to have an ongoing feud with Bailey and Becky, which can go on.
I think one of them. I think Bailey's going to take the title, and we've been saying this for a long time that Bailey needs to have a title around her waist. Yeah. And I think the IC title is probably the best.
Well, considering that she was a Grand Slam, Becky was the first. No, Bailey was the first Grand Slam champion, and then that was taken away from her when they introduced the Intercontinental and the US title. So she needs them both to come back to being.
Yeah, I think at the same time, for what happened at WrestleMania, I think it's a nice thing to give Bailey. And I know people are going to say, "Oh, you can't be nice all the time." It's a bit of respect as well. You know what I mean? Like for Bailey to step aside essentially to let Becky return is a massive sign of respect. But the company should reward that loyalty to the company, and by giving her a title run. And I think again, Bailey having the EIC title would be wicked. She should again would be quite interesting.
Dominic Mysterio.
This is my pick to hold on for the entire year.
Yeah,
which you don't agree with.
No, there's so many people in that title. I reckon Finn the fall of the Judgment Day is when Finn takes off of him. Finn turns his back on. Finn and JD turn on the club, take that title off of him.
Oh, that's a bold statement.
And then maybe we'll finally,
especially to say that JD's going to turn as well.
Yeah, JD and Finn are boys. They're together forever.
Yeah, I know that, but I don't know, man.
And then maybe we'll finally get the Demon Finn back.
Maybe.
We need him.
What? Like
We need Demon
watching
Finn back.
all the old school NXT takeovers, Brooklyn, all that stuff. I forgot how much actually he used the Demon in NXT. Like, obviously, we talk about the fact that he only used it every now and again, but actually, for an entire year, he used it at every pay per view.
Mm-hmm.
So he used it 5 times, 4 times a year, which is a lot more than most people say it. So,
And it's.
I have a random one for you.
Go for
So
it.
just because something just popped up on my screen, Joe Henry. So Joe Henry's contract expires apparently in the summertime.
So what's
So him
what?
coming straight to WWE.
Does TNA have a no wrestling clause though, like WWE has, where it's 90 days?
Sure. No, I don't think they do. Do you know? I really don't think they do.
TNA. Let's Google.
Yeah. So he would be a really interesting one to come in and mix up the landscape. Whether or not he goes to NXT or the main roster, we don't know. Sorry, I'm just throwing that out there because it just popped up on my screen, and I was like, you know what? We've not talked about the possibility of other people coming in as well. But yeah, Joe Henry would be the big one this year, I think, that's going to come into WWE. So it's almost like a done deal, isn't it? Because we've got all our returns now. We've got the Rusev, we've got the Alistair Black. I don't think there was anyone else that we were expecting this year, were we?
There is.
Oh, maybe there's rumours that the Bella Twins are coming back for a bit of a run.
Yeah, there's also Warlow. He is apparently imminent as well. He is in talks with WWE.
Because I know Willow is re-signed with AEW, so I thought Willow would actually be a really good one for WWE because she is impressively cool. Impressively cool. She's wicked. Oh, Soraya might be another one. Paige might be another one this year.
Maybe.
She's not wrestling right now. She is a free agent. She can
Okay,
come back for Evolution.
Yeah. So TNA. Yeah. So TNA has no
90 day,
30 day, or anything. So you can literally just go from company. So yeah, Joe, that could be when. But then is he? I reckon he'll just go into NXT.
What, and have a feud with
whoever,
like Ricky Saints.
Yeah, some of that.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because obviously it depends on who, like, again, who's coming. When the draft comes, who's coming up from NXT? Can definitely see.
I think that's a conversation for next time.
Trick Williams and all that.
Next week. Yeah, maybe next week we have a look at the draft in total, and then look at the NXT call-ups as well.
Yeah, if they do a draft.
Well, we could do a fantasy draft because it is like, why not? It's a season to do fantasy drafts. Why not?
Yeah, we
could talk about Saturday Night Main Event, and we could talk about the draft as well. So I think the draft is coming.
I love it. Let's talk.
Sorry, I was just throwing a wrench in your plans there. Sorry. Tag teams?
Raw tag teams.
Raw tag team currently is the New Day.
Yes. And tag team wise on Raw is abysmal compared to SmackDown.
They need help. So much help is needed over in Raw for the SmackDown teams right now. Again, this is why the draft is so important, because it could inject so much more energy into some of these titles and even some of these feuds.
Because all you've got is the Creed brothers.
Yeah.
War Raiders.
Yeah.
New Day. Not New Day.
Yeah.
Judgment Day, sorry.
I know who you meant.
Yeah, you meant.
Yeah. You have got the Alpha Academy, so they're in there.
That's the Creed brothers, right?
No, Alpha Academy is Otis and...
sorry, American Alpha.
And then one that we keep forgetting is A-Town Down.
A-Town Down.
This is my point about us forgetting about Austin Theory.
Yeah. I suppose you have
then got the Seth Rollins, Bron Breakker bromance.
Yeah, you've got the LWO.
You've got New Catch Republic.
New Catch Republic.
Is it New Catch Republic? Peter Dunne, Tyler Bate.
Yep. But then...
Yeah, so they're on Raw. So they're now back because Tyler Bate wrestled on Saturday night's main event. Saturday night, not main event. What's it called?
It was whatever
whatever it's called.
Thing was.
So he's back. So he's wrestling. So they'll be back together potentially very soon as well. So actually, when we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, it was dying on its ass. Now
you've actually got quite a few on there now. Yeah.
But nobody really challenged the New Day.
Yeah.
But
then you've got obviously the imminent A-Town Down Under breakup, probably.
Yes, coming. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting because again, the draft will help Raw's tag team fiasco. Because again, I can see it's because it's just War Raiders and New Day. They're the only two tag teams that are just going at it. No one else is. Actually, no. Even though the Creed brothers actually beat the War Raiders with the help of New Day, so they're the number one contenders.
I would quite like to see the Creed brothers with the tag belts at something very soon in the future. And I've always said this, like even in NXT, they were really good, and they deserved to have the titles. I don't think they won it. Did they? Did they win it?
I think they won the NXT. They won
they win the NXT.
Yeah, they defeated
Yes, they did.
Pretty Deadly for them.
Pretty Deadly. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So they are tag team champions. They have had gold, and I think it would add more to the comical side of El Grande, but it would be one of those things.
Yeah, but again, who are they going to dethrone? New Day or are War Raiders going to take it again at some point?
I don't think the War Raiders are going to get it anytime soon. I think it's time for some new blood. Just my chance. Just my.
Again, it's I reckon unless maybe some more NXT guys come up.
Yeah.
But
right now, I would happily take the Creed brothers as title holders just to screw with the New Day a little bit. Like, I'll be all right with that. I'm happy with that. But right now, you're right. There is no one big team that I want to take the title off the New Day.
Because it would be cool if Ivy Nile somehow gets the women's US title, takes that off Selena Vega.
Okay. Yeah.
Three brothers pick up the tag titles, and then Chad Gable picks up. Maybe they throw him back in with the Intercontinental, and he can take that.
Yeah, but Ivy Nile's on the wrong channel, isn't she? She's on Raw. SmackDown is the IC is on Raw. No, yeah, IC is on Raw, isn't it? Yeah. So,
yeah. Okay. So because then you'd have to throw.
Work either.
Yeah.
Challenges.
Yeah, it's hard. Obviously,
absolutely.
The other tag we have Liv Morgan and Raquel are the Raw Women's Tag Champions. Obviously,
yeah. So give that to Damage Control when they come back.
Yeah.
Or do what we've been talking about for so long and just split it again and just have it across NXT and Raw and SmackDown, or have 6 belts. I know that's a lot of belts, but we've got 6 men's belts, so why can't we have 6 women's?
Yeah, it's one women's tag belt for both brands, even though they're
there's 3 brands. It goes across all 3, doesn't it? Because they defend it on NXT as well.
Oh yeah, they do.
So it makes no sense.
They should have all their own separate tag titles.
Yeah, but drop it to Damage Control. It's probably the best tag team right now for it. I can't think of another women's.
It's annoying because obviously
Aruka.
On NXT. And it's annoying because obviously
we have 3 belts.
And it's annoying because obviously with the release of Gigi, like Gigi and Tatum could have come up and gone in for it, and they had a match with them for the titles, and
that's what I mean. It made the Gigi release still doesn't make any sense to my brain. Like, there's a few of those releases that still don't make any sense to my brain, and I wish there was kind of more stuff underneath it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the Street Profits.
That's the exciting one. Fraxium, mate, are all over the place right now.
Fraxium are. It's again like the SmackDown tag division is stacked. You've got Fraxium now being signed to SmackDown. You've got Motor City Machine Guns on SmackDown. You've got DIY on SmackDown. Obviously, the Street Profits current champions. You've got Pretty Deadly on SmackDown.
I wouldn't mind seeing Motor City Machine Guns on Raw. Like, I think that would add another element, or maybe Pretty Deadly switching back over to Raw. But I think one of those tag teams from SmackDown needs to go over to Raw to give it an injection.
Yeah,
and I think
because you think as well, once the Wyatt 6 come back, that's essentially there's a tag team in there, so then that adds another one to them, and it's just like right. SmackDown is now overcrowded with tag, and the same with
run through the list. So you've got Motor City.
So you got Street Profits, who are the current tag. Motor City, DIY, Fraxium, Pretty Deadly,
and then the Phantasmo, Del. And then technically you've got
even
Mellow
though
Don't Miz.
technically that they're going to split up anyway.
True, but you've also got Mellow Don't Miz.
Yeah, you got Mellow Don't Miz. Obviously, you got White 6. Technically, there's a tag team in there.
And then you've got the Bloodline Boys as well.
Yeah, you got Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. So there's
So
9.
That's like eight, 9 tag teams.
Yeah, there's 9 fucking tag teams. So either
the SmackDown roster is just a tag team division.
If Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga weren't part of like the whole Bloodline thing, I'd throw them onto Raw.
Yeah. But again, like I say, I think Motor City Machine Guns has the pizzazz. Oh, that sounds really lame. Pizzazz. They have the ability to go on Raw. Like Raw has always been the headline show. You know what I mean? And Motor City are headliners.
Maybe those and Pretty Deadly, throw them over to Raw.
Yeah, I think Pretty Deadly doing their comedy spots works better on SmackDown, but I think Raw needs a little bit more of that. Like I think Raw has become a little bit too
stale,
too talky, but too serious talky.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Not fun talky. Like SmackDown has fun talky bits.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let's do that. Let's move some of the time. But who's taking the belts? I would quite happily see Fraxton take the belts. It's not going to happen this early.
Yeah, no, a bit too early. It'd be it's their third match as a title shot since joining SmackDown. It's been.
But then Motor Cities did that. Machine.
Literally on their debut.
Yeah. So again, it's one of those things where they can pull the trigger early. It's fine. So yeah, Fraxium to take the belts. If not Fraxium, then
the only thing I can think of is obviously on SmackDown there'll be the usual shenanigans of DIY getting involved and Motor City getting involved, and then I'm just trying to think at Money. It would imagine at Money in the Bank they did a ladder match for the titles again.
Man, that match was so good. I would sign that up every week. But then add Fraxium into that mix as well. Could you imagine?
Yeah,
Fraxium. Like we said it as well. Put Pretty Deadly in it as well.
Yeah.
Just have a massive 5-way. There's not enough room in the ring. I don't care. Put five of the teams in. Make it a proper TLC.
All right.
Knock yourself out, boys.
There's not enough room in one ring. Let's War Games ring it.
War Games.
Let's do a War Games match. TLC tag team match.
In a cage. Obviously, because it's War Games.
Yeah.
In the cage. Yeah, why not?
Balls to the walls. That'd be great.
Again, I would have absolutely no issues with that. Like, at all. I'd have absolutely no issues with that because we know every single one of those guys would bring it. To take the titles off, I don't want them to lose the title so early either.
No. I would maybe like to see him hold it until SummerSlam, and there be some sort of big, some sort of big match where it's like 4 or 5, 40, like a fatal 4-way for the tag titles in a TLC match.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
At SummerSlam, because obviously SummerSlam's 2 nights, so
which is insane.
Which it's never been done before. It's the first time. So we've got each night needs minimum of 6 matches if it's going to. So.
If it's going to be awesome, it needs to be 6.
and hopefully this time every fucking title gets defended.
Yeah, hopefully.
If they're not doing it, if they're not,
that's what Night of Champions is for.
Yeah, true.
Move on.
But the thing is, though, is Liv and Raquel going to be back for Night of Champions?
Liv apparently is finished already. She's already done her filming. She's done already.
Oh wow, that was quick.
Yeah, so apparently she'll be back in the next week or 2.
Was she that shit that they're like, we've decided to cut all your parts, we don't want you?
No, I think they just prioritised her scenes.
Oh, so fair enough.
Come back quick enough. So
okay, so they should be back fairly
quick.
No,
apparently the reporting is that she was really good and they were really impressed with her, and lots of Hollywood people are now looking at her.
Oh, okay.
Which is only a positive for her, I guess.
Do we know what film it was for?
Some random.
Because I know Seth Rollins.
Hollywood, Japanese.
Okay, because I know Seth Rollins got cut out of his Marvel film.
Yeah, but he turned up in a Netflix show, didn't he, this week?
Yeah, as Seth freaking Rollins, bitch.
As Seth freaking Rollins, yeah.
Burn it down, bitch.
Freaking Rollins, bitch.
Freaking Rollins, bitch. Yeah, got his Marvel film cut.
Yeah, but it was really funny though that he was in as Seth Rollins. That was just I think unexpected.
Yeah.
She is in a film called Bad Lieutenant Tokyo, which is a Takashi Miike film.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know a lot about it myself.
See.
Yeah, but she's apparently she's done already, and she'll be back sooner rather than later, which is good because that's what we were concerned about, is that she was going to be away for a long time, and the titles would just go sterile because they weren't doing anything with them.
Hmm.
So yeah, he's done. So the guy who is the director has done lots of different films. He's a Japanese film director. Did 13 Assassins, etc. as well. So
Okay.
could be a really interesting project. We'll have to wait and see.
So
we get to that's SmackDown title.
Yeah. So
SmackDown.
yeah. So yeah. Profits can hang on to it to SlammerSlam. Drop it to Fraction. SlammerSlam.
Sure.
Well,
I'm down with that. Yeah.
That is all of the main roster titles covered.
Apart from the Speed title,
which we.
Why? It's on the rest. It's on the page.
Yeah, but it's only. It's only.
Only recognised as a title.
It is, but I don't recognise it because it's only ever defended on fucking Twitch, not Twitch, on bloody Twitter. It's not defended or shown anywhere else. Even on, she's not like El Grande Americano and Sol Ruka aren't even allowed to hold it on Netflix shows or Peacock shows or Hulu, wherever the hell you're watching it. They're not allowed to carry them around.
But it's
they're literally Twitter titles. I can see it. I've got them both here. They're in between Zelina Vega and the New Day.
I'm gonna buy a Speed title.
Buy one.
I'm going to.
I'd be like, you wasted money.
No, I didn't. No.
Could have bought yourself a real title, like the Intercontinental title.
That is a real title.
Not a real title.
It is the real title. You just need to recognise.
They should drop both those Speed titles and bring back the European title. The cruiserweight title. Belt. Oh, of course,
I want that John Cena farewell title, but it's $700. I love John Cena, but I ain't spending that much on you, John Cena. I'm sorry, my friend. Randomly, another thing that's just popped up in my on my feed. So Darby Allin, as you know, or didn't know, who was out climbing a mountain.
Yes,
he was out
did a
climbing Everest.
Kick flip.
He's actually hit the top of Everest, so he's actually managed to get to the peak of Everest.
Okay, is he going to do a kick flip while he's up there?
I bet he did.
Probably did.
But he wouldn't have any signal up there.
He can still record. He could probably still record it.
Yeah, he probably record it, but we won't know about it until he gets down from there. And that will take a couple of weeks to come down.
If he gets another world record.
I'm not going to say novice because that might be slightly disrespectful, but someone that has been training for a while, a wrestler who's climbed Mount Everest, is insane to say that someone's done that. In fairness, anyone climbing Mount Everest is insane. So fair play to him for climbing it. You know what I mean? But yeah, so next week we got Saturday night main event to talk about.
What's confirmed for Saturday night?
There are 4 events, and I've lost the 4. So, off the top of my head, it's John Cena versus R-Truth. You've then got Jimmy.
Logan.
Sorry, I keep saying it's Jimmy.
Okay.
Jay versus Logan. Where has it gone? I've lost it. Oh, that hurts my soul. There were 4 confirmed fights.
You've got the CM Punk, Sami Zayn versus Seth and Braun.
That's the one I was thinking of. I was like, I know there's a CM Punk.
And the Damian Priest, Steel Cage, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre.
Steel Cage, yes. Yeah. Okay, so there's a couple of good fights coming, right?
But we've called Jay. We're going to go Jay's retain.
Yeah.
John Cena's retaining.
Yeah.
Who you got for Damian Priest versus Drew in a Steel Cage?
I think Drew's got to take the win here, hasn't he?
Does he?
He's got to. To finish it, he's got to take the win here. I can't see it going to unless there's some shenanigans.
Well, he took the win not at the previous PLE when it was Drew versus Priest.
Drew won that as well.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Maybe it's time for Priest to win.
No.
Then they're even, one for one.
No.
I'm going Priest. You're going to go Drew.
Oh, why?
Because exactly what I said. Drew's already beat him once.
wrong.
And then I've got so you got CM Punk, Sami Zayn versus Braun and Seth, the new Paul Heyman boy band.
They're not going to lose, are they?
Is this when Roman Reigns returns and like causes shenanigans?
Potentially, but I can't see the new Heyman Paul experience, the Paul Heyman new experience, whatever you want to call it, like losing on the first PLE. Can you? Or maybe a disqualification. Like I can't see it being a clean.
With Roman Reigns returning.
No, or Seth or Braun hitting a chair or something stupid. Do you know what I mean? I can't see it being a clean ending. Or CM Punk just runs in and causes. I don't know, like
CM Punk's involved.
yeah, true shit. I can't see it being a clean ending. I can't see someone getting a clean win in that match. Like there'll be a.
Okay, so we're gonna go DQ on that match.
Yeah, I'm going. There's going to be a DQ
with Roman returning. That is what.
Do you think he's coming back this early?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not? Ain't seen him for a while.
Yeah, I don't know. The WrestleMania? No.
No, he's been back before then.
Has he?
Okay.
I trust you.
I don't know.
See, no, don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself.
Can't remember.
No, you started with such confidence.
I was well confident, and now you've
made me second. No.
You fucked it all up.
No. You're the one that became the coward and backed down. Why you backed down, I don't know, but you decided to back down. I'm now looking to see if I can buy a speed belt, by the way.
Probably can.
I'm looking now. Wow. You can get a John Cena autographed United States Spinner Championship title.
Yeah, so he was.
Guess the price on that, by the way.
March 10th, he was on Raw.
Okay.
March 28th, he was on SmackDown.
Oh, okay.
In London. So we haven't seen him since then, I think.
Fine. How much is the John Cena spinner belt? Have a guess.
£500.
It's £1,200.
How did it? Wait. Oh, did the original John Cena spinner belt?
The US title one.
Oh, the US one. Mate, I used to have the John Cena
and it's belt. Signed as well. It's signed, but it's £1,200, man.
This one.
£750 for a Tiffy belt. Jesus. I can't buy a speed belt. I'm upset.
Buy you can probably get someone to
buy these stupid football belts, but I can't buy a speed. I can't buy an officially recognised WWE title belt. No, I'm not happy now.
Oh yeah, so the John Cena farewell one's £500.
Yeah.
I'm
not happy.
Oh, the Triple H also, 30 years King belt looks sick.
Yeah, it does look really nice,
cool.
Doesn't it? Is it signed? No. It says Signature Series, so it actually might be signed.
No, I think the Signature Series aren't signed. They're just like they're one-off. They're not one-offs, but it's just like because Undertaker's got one, CM Punk's got one. There's loads of them that have them. Oh, there's two. There's two of the 30 years of Triple H.
Yeah, the belt's missing.
I want I want the £675 one, the King of Kings Legacy one. That's sick.
What is that one?
Which site are you on? Are you on the Europe one?
Oh right, yeah. I'm on the Euro shop.
Yeah, King of Kings one's great.
The silver one. Yeah. There are belts missing.
Because we're Europe, they don't.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got the Universal Championship. I don't know what's the difference between the Championship commemorative title belt and a replica title. Oh, okay, it's replica's full size probably. Okay, so you've got the two heavyweight championships.
You can get a 24/7 title. Oh, it's a toy. It's a toy title. I was like, damn, for £13.20, I'll buy one, but it's a toy.
US title, women's championship.
Because it's annoying as well. Because I was going to get the NXT UK's one, but you can only get the women's. They don't have the
You
men's.
can only get the women's. I saw that as well. Yeah, you can only get the ladies one left.
But yeah, right, we're going in. We're well off topic. Thank you all for watching, as always. We will see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.